Could President Trump and potentially members of his staff, advisors, lawyers, etc., that may be involved in this, could he possibly face two separate trials in two separate jurisdictions here?
It's possible, but I think what's more likely, and I could be wrong on this, if Jack Smith's going to bring these bogus espionage charges that don't even apply to a former president's handling of his presidential records, it's the Presidential Records Act that doesn't have a criminal component, and they know this. But if they're going to bring charges, they should be in Florida, because that's where the alleged crime happened. It wasn't a crime, but that's where the alleged crime happened. But what I think Jack Smith's going to do is indict in D.C., because you have the uniparty judges in D.C., the uniparty judges on the D.C. circuit, and you have a jury pool that's like 95% Democrat and 99.9% Trump deranged, right? And so if I were Jack Smith, they should bring the case in D.C., and what they're using the Miami, the Southern District of Florida grand jury for is maybe to gather evidence from Secret Service agents and others who can't easily leave Miami to go to D.C., and they can read that evidence to the grand jury in D.C. But they could bring separate charges. They could bring the charges in Miami. They could bring the charges in D.C. They could split it up. The problem that Jack Smith has in D.C. is there is a huge roadblock. There is a precedent by the D.C. District Court protecting President Clinton back in 2012. This Obama judge protected Bill Clinton when he had 8 years of audio recordings, highly classified audio recordings in his sock drawer, 79 tapes. And Tom Fitton at Judicial Watch, our friend, sued to get these tapes. And the Obama judge correctly held that under the Presidential Records Act, it is the president's sole determination whether records are personal that go to him or presidential records that go to the archives that then almost certainly come back to his library. But the mere act of taking those audio tapes out of the White House when he left made them personal, according to this Obama judge. Well, the same thing is true with Trump. If he took his records when he left, they are personal records, and it doesn't matter whether they're classified or not. They're presidential records. He has secure office space for a president. Jack Smith may be trying to avoid that precedent in D.C., so that may be the reason he wants to bring the charges down in the Southern District of Florida and Miami, where they're not bound by that D.C. precedent.